Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another EDC update for you for September of 2019. I try and do these monthly. I'm a little bit late this month. It is the 3rd when this is going to come out. I do apologize for that. Been a bit busy. Had some time-sensitive stuff I had to get out on the 1st and 2nd, so sorry about that. I will say, if you like these videos, and apparently you do, especially these EDC update videos always get a lot of views, so look down below. You can buy t-shirts and mugs and hoodies and stuff down there now on Teespring, so check that out. And also, always please check out the Patreon. That's always a great way to support the channel. Anywho, why do I do these all the time? Like I said before, you guys watch them, and also it does serve to show what I actually carry, because I don't include review products in this. Knives I have to carry specifically for review, I don't include in my little spreadsheet where I keep track of all this stuff. This is stuff that I carry just for me, that I really like, and stuff that I want to have on me all the time. And it also serves as kind of a long-term update of some of the knives that I've had for a long time. And also, especially this month, a lot of changes, a lot of different stuff. Let's start out with, we're gonna do as we usually do. I'm gonna do 5, but I always put 2 little honorable mentions for like secondaries and stuff like that, or special occasion sort of knives. The first one is going to be one that was the same from last month. Still my primary secondary, if that makes any sense. My primary secondary has still remained the Spyderco Dragonfly Wharncliffe. It's still my favorite little box opening knife. It's still my favorite little one to put in that coin pocket, that 5th pocket on your jeans. I mostly wear jeans 99% of the time, and I do really like it for that. It's still great for that. The ergos are still really good. Like I said, it's just a great little box opener, great little cat food opener more often than not lately, but really good knife. Really do like this. My knife that I've carried the most when I'm going out, kind of special occasion sort of thing, my gentlemanly knife, and which is why this is an honorable mention, because it's not one I usually carry all day, but it's one that I do carry a lot when I go out, has changed. It was the Civivi, yep, the front flipper Civivi, whose name escapes me at the moment, with Damascus Plate. McKenna. God, that's my daughter's name. How did I forget that? I'm an idiot today. The Civivi McKenna with the Damascus Plate was what I had last month. This month, it's been it's still a Civivi, but the Elementum with the wood scales. I've just been really liking this, and this is one I actually have just EDC'd. This has been my only knife some days, because it's all day long, because it's just a good, useful knife. It's, you know, D2, good blade shape, hollow grind, thin behind the edge, all that stuff you'd want. Nice deep carry clip, looks classy as hell, and it has been in my pocket a whole lot. Now, on to the actual primaries that I've been carrying. Now, these are going to be in no particular order except the last one. The last one is the one I carried the most, and the last one I carried the most is the one I carried the most by far this month. It was quite a big jump between 2nd place and 1st place. So I'm just going to grab some over here. I've got them stacked up over here. One that's come back that has not been around a while is the Drop Keen, Mass Drop Keen Ray Laconico design. Just a fantastic knife, and one that in just the flurry of reviews I had to do over the summer, I honestly admit I kind of almost forgot that I owned, and just hadn't been carrying it a whole lot. And then somebody else, I don't remember who, did a video about it, and it kind of just reminded me that I owned it, and that, you know, hey, I should carry that more often. And I love this thing. Just such a simple, good blade shape, useful thing, very comfortable in the hand. This has the holes in it, the speed holes, or whatever you want to call them. This is probably not the finish I wish I'd have gotten. I wish I'd have gotten the bronze, but it's still just a great knife. I really do like it. I got this because that's what was available at that moment when I ordered it. Has gotten a few scuffs on it, but not too bad. Not too worried about a few snail trails and stuff around on titanium, but you're gonna get that. I think the bronze probably wouldn't show it as much. That's probably part of the reason why I wish I had the bronze. Yeah, the clip's gotten a bit buffed up, but yeah, it still looks fine, and it's just such a good knife. Action is still awesome. I took it apart and did my thing to it when I got it, because I always do, because I'm obsessive. But since then, I don't think I've taken it apart once. I don't think I've had a need to. Still great action. Still really, really good knife. Next up, let's just grab, this is a one that's pretty regularly on this list because you guys know I love this knife. Southern Grind Spider Monkey. No, it's with a filthy blade. Sorry about that. I just carried it yesterday and I did have to actually use it quite a bit. So, but love the Spider Monkey. It's definitely one of my favorite knives from Southern Grind, USA made, all that stuff. S35 VN, really, really good knife. Not too horribly overpriced. I did just give one away in my 10,000 sub giveaway. Thank you, USA made blade. But this is mine, the carbon fiber one. I carry it a whole lot. I did take it apart recently, just to, and I bent the lock bar a little bit just to give it a bit more detent. It was fine the way that it was, but I just like having it being a bit snappier. So I did do that. So that's the only real update I have on this because you guys see it on here all the time. I did give it a pretty serious touching up because I use it a whole lot and it was starting to get a little bit dull after quite a bit of use. So I think I did all right. That looks okay, doesn't it? Looks almost factory. Yeah, I think I did okay on it. So yeah, I didn't reprofile it or anything. Just gave it a more than what I would call a touch up, a pretty serious deal with it. So speaking of serious deals, when I've needed a bigger knife lately, it's almost always been the Spyderco Native Chief. I just really, really, really like this knife, and I'm kind of really almost surprised that there's not more videos out there about it. I know some guys have done reviews and stuff, but man, this is a great knife. If you want something really big, it's almost a 4-inch blade. What is it? I'm gonna go off camera here, sorry. Yeah, it is basically a 4-inch blade. It's a very large knife. Maybe that's why people aren't as into it, but very slim. And as I said in the video, carries as well as like something like a PM2. Still carries very well. It doesn't have the fun fidgety factor to it. It's just a back lock, but it's been a really, really good knife, and I really do like it. And I do carry it a lot when I'm doing more dirty outdoorsy things. As you can see by the scales, don't look particularly awesome on this one, but I really, really love this knife, and I think it's one of the best things Spyderco's come out with this year. It's just a fantastic knife. And guys, if you haven't checked one out, check one out. The Native Chief is awesome. If you can carry a knife this big legally in your area, highly, highly recommend the Native Chief. It's been great. The next one will be no surprise. It's almost always on here. This is one of the knives that's just one of my favorites, and I talk about it in the live shows. I talk about it in lots of stuff. People ask me what my favorite knife is. This is one that comes up a lot. The TRM Atom, still very much in my pocket. This is the flat carbon fiber scales. They do have contoured ones now. I think there's contoured titanium ones coming out soon. I may try the titanium ones, but honestly, I like it the way it is. It's pretty darn good the way it is, and I'm not going to get the contoured carbon because I've already got carbon. It seems kind of silly just to spend all that money to get contoured carbon instead of the flat carbon, when the flat carbon is so comfortable, because it is nested liners. It's still very well chamfered, all that stuff. Lightweight, everything I want in a knife. Great slicer, 20 CV steel. It's everything I want, and I do carry it a whole lot. But by far, this is the last one, the knife I've carried the most for September has been my second drop ProTech Ferrum Forge Mordax, or whatever order you want to say that in. I adore this thing. I had the prototype. I sent it back to drop, and they exchanged it for a production one. I had the plain gray. Now I've got the blue, and I just really, really, really like this thing. Nice deep carry clip. Yeah, there's some blue sticking out. It's not the most discreet thing I ever carried, but it's not far from it. And it's just a great knife. I love the ergos. I love that you can choke up on it. I love the blade. I love the blade shape. I really like the blue, and I've only had it for a month, but I've been carrying it as obviously a whole lot, and it's holding up well. I don't really see any scratches on it. I'm looking at it through the camera as you guys are, so maybe I'll find one. But I don't see any real scuffs or scratches on it. It seems to be holding up pretty good. ProTech construction, and the action is just so much fun. This is better than the prototype I got was. It absolutely definitely is. Now that it's well broken in, this is one of the most just kind of, I'm not going to call it perfect, but it's a pretty darn good knife. It is a bit thick behind the edge, but other than that, it's still a pretty darn good slicer though. But yeah, I'm in love with this thing, and it's my #1 carry, and it may remain so. Maybe not once winter hits and it's really cold out and I don't want a metal handled knife because my hands will get cold or whatever. But I usually wear gloves because my hands are cold all the time anyway. So we will see. But really loving this, loving all the ones I showed you before. So that is my update. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Again, check out down below t-shirts and all that crap, and go to Patreon if you want to support the channel. I've always very, very much appreciate that. There's some little things you get for that. You get 24-hour advance notice on sales, which about the same time that I'm putting this video up, I'm going to be putting up a 24-hour advance sale, because I'm doing a sale either Friday. Well, I'm going to do either today or Friday. I'm putting up a sale Friday or Saturday. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.